everybody. Elex Michaelson, crazy enough to try this a second time. Welcome. So we know that Diddy wanted to have a mistrial declared, but the judge said no. The judge said, look, you exposed a lie in front of the jury. That's good enough. Do you feel like the judge is a little annoyed that they're even pushing this? I know the judge is a little annoyed because the judge thought this was the third mistrial motion. They're like, it's only our second. And so you can sense a little annoyance. Blake Lively is taking a victory lap after her big win. Meanwhile, Justin Baldoni's attorney said this is not over.
He's a person who wants to be vindicated.
Isn't Justin Baldoni trying to win in the court of public opinion?
He's already won there.
Wait, now that a judge has said this is a nonsense lawsuit, you still believe?
We're like, the judge is on her payroll as well, and we got to fight the man.
The BET Awards celebrated their 25th anniversary, and Mariah Carey got her first BET Award.
This means so much.
Why was MGK there? It's the BET Awards.
White people are allowed to go to the BET Awards.
A white artist won Best New Artist at the BET Awards in 2015.
Oh, it was rigged then.
Orlando Bloom doing this procedure that takes the blood out of you, removes microplastics, and puts the blood back in your body.
But they're not taking all of your blood out, so you still have microplastics in you.
No, they don't empty you out. You thought they deflated the whole person?
Declaration of mistrial will not be issued by the judge in the Diddy trial. Defense motion denied. We are pushing on.
Remember, Brianna Bongalan got on the stand. She said that Diddy dangled her over a 17th floor balcony at Cassie's apartment. Cassie said she saw the incident.
But Diddy's lawyers pointed out a text where Cassie said, I just found out some crazy indicating she didn't witness it, so the defense accused prosecutors of offering testimony they knew or should have known was false and demanded a mistrial.
But the judge said, look, you exposed a lie in front of the jury. That's good enough. I am not going to declare a mistrial in this case. I think that's the right ruling.
But putting this stuff in writing does help for a potential appeal for Diddy, right?
Absolutely. Even on appeal, I think it's going to be tossed into this stuff happens in trial. It's not going to be grounds for reversal.
The defense also blasted prosecutors for presenting photos purportedly showing Brianna's injuries, but the dates of the photos and her testimony weren't matching up. However, the judge said,
look, she testified that she was on drugs a lot, Bongalan, and her memory of exact dates in 2016, I'm not going to hold her to that.
If you're in the jury, the more they push for mistrial, I would start to think you've got nothing else, and it makes me think he's more guilty.
Although the jury doesn't see these motions.
Yeah, they're not supposed to look at the news, but they're going to home and looking at the news.
Do you think that you guys could go 6 weeks without looking at the news? I went on a flight last week to Austria, and there was no Wi-Fi, and I felt like I was shaking.
Humble brag going to Austria.
Oh, you're so well traveled.
Oh my God.
Who were you hanging out with?
It was with Arnold Schwarzenegger, yes. It was.
Huh, that's cool. We do cool stuff too. Like more coverage of the Diddy trial. There's still a long way to go, so stay tuned.
So Nikki Bella has officially made her return back to the WWE, and she's bringing her family drama with her.
Liv Morgan.
Oh, Liv Morgan's gorge. People think she looks like Margot Robbie.
Devin, you should look up Liv Morgan's mugshot. It's possibly the hottest mugshot in history.
She's hot.
Oh my God, that is an amazing mugshot. That's impressive.
Man, Devin is quick with the trigger,
I
dude.
know.
He pulls it up like an FBI analyst. He's like,
scanning.
Well, Nikki heard it up and left though, hits her in the oblivion.
At the BET Awards, the Ultimate Icon Award went to the very deserving Mariah Carey! Wow, Mariah looks different. No, there's Mimi, and she accepted the award like a true diva.
I heard this is actually my first BET award.
Oh, you heard, did you? Mariah also performed with Anderson .Paak, who she has been spotted out getting flirty with.
People have been saying it's because they were working on new music. We're not flirty with our co-workers.
Speak for yourself, hot stuff. And though Mariah sounded great, people were wondering if it was the 80s again because the robot was back.
People were like, why is she not moving? Like,
Mariah's never been a energetic performer.
They tell me to take me to your leader. But Mariah's presence did raise an important question.
Are white people allowed to go to the BET Awards?
We were going to ask why did it take so long for her to get a BET award, but yes, white people can go to the BETs. Winning, though?
Only 2 white artists have ever won a BET award.
Eminem.
Post Malone.
Michael McDonald.
Yes, it was Michael McDonald. No, Lady Gaga and Sam Smith. So see, white people are totally welcome at the BETs. We think.
No, they're like, Sam Smith couldn't be here to accept tonight.
So, thanks, Mariah. Now sway a millimeter back and forth us out of here.
And I said, hey, the whole world is watching what you're saying. Like, please just, like, proceed with caution. And that wasn't received well.
Do you remember when everyone thought that Glenn Powell and Sydney Sweeney were dating?
Did you? It always seemed like a PR scheme to me.
Totally was a PR scheme. She was engaged to Jonathan Davino, which they've split. Glenn was in a relationship with this girl, Gigi Paris, but they later split. So Gigi is now speaking out.
I could either pretend like I was going along with everything and have everyone wonder, like, are they hooking up? Are they not hooking up? Or stand up for myself and say, no, I'm actually not okay with this, and I'm walking away. So that's what I decided to do.
I mean, that's a strong move to walk away from that.
He made her look bad, though.
She also flew to Australia to end things with him, and he called her and said, you can't visit. I've spoken to producers. It wouldn't look good if you visited.
Could you imagine the rebounding you can get in Australia? There's so many hot guys. You're in the best country for a breakup.
Big fact. Well, they kicked the ugly ones out.
Yeah.
We said guys. We said guys.
You have 2 Australians now.
I meant to be just as shut up me.
Charlie's like, I'm the ugly one. I'm the ugly one.
Someone who loves you and adores you, I've learned, should only make you shine.
Blake Lively may think her legal drama is over after a judge dismissed Justin Baldoni's $400 million lawsuit, but Baldoni's lawyer says not so fast.
Blake Lively was taking a victory lap last night at an industry event in New York City. Meanwhile, Justin Baldoni's attorney came out and said this is not over by a long shot. Brian Friedman issued a statement saying that Blake Lively's predictable declaration of victory is false. The court invited us to refile 4 of the 7 claims,
which Friedman says will showcase additional evidence and refined allegations. Unfortunately for Justin, the other 3 claims cannot be refiled, and those were big.
Those are the defamation claims that Justin had filed against Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds, and the New York Times. He was suing collectively for $650 million. Those damages are out. Now he's talking about really sort of small potatoes and damages.
But Friedman thinks it's about more than that.
What we wanted our win is to show there was no smear campaign and there's no sexual harassment.
Isn't Justin Baldoni trying to do 2 things here? One, win in court, but also win in the court of public opinion.
He's already won there.
He had won in the court of public opinion, but I think this result now shifts that.
No, it makes us want to fight harder.
In fact, Baldoni's fans are now calling foul play with the judge.
We're like, the judge is on our payroll as well, and we got to fight the man.
Which, by the way, is nonsense.
I'll tell you one thing about the judge that is reported.
He's going to have a cameo in Deadpool.
His name is
Meet Judge Poole.
It's a moral victory for him, but he's lost a lot, and it's not going to be much money.
He wants to work again in Hollywood. Right now, he can't.
So it seems that Justin will keep fighting, but will it work?
Tarek Elmusa from HGTV was involved in a massive brawl in Vegas. So we have confirmed with Vegas police that he got into a physical altercation with an older guy. They were in the casino area. It's unclear what the fight was over. Someone close to Tarek told us that he was defending his dad. So one would assume that this guy made a comment about Tarek's dad. He stepped in. Anyways, Tarek ended up kneeing the guy in the face. The guy fell to the ground and was unconscious for several minutes.
What?
Tarek is saying he was standing up for his dad.
You don't need to knee him in the face. There's another way to go about it.
But there was fisticuffs before. It didn't just go up and knee him. There were like a fight, and maybe the guy tried to like punch him in the balls or something. And if you did that, then you agree. Knee in the face is good.
Ball punch results to a knee to the face.
If someone punches you in the balls, you can kill them. Yeah.
Oh, stop. You guys are always so dramatic about that.
What if your ball goes up the canal? It's deadly, dude. No, I'm serious. They go up when I was a catcher, a ball hit it up, and I was like, oh, there's only one.
How many balls do you have now?
0. Yeah, man, his wife has them both, actually. Yeah.
Coming up,
Orlando Bloom doing this procedure that takes the blood out of you, removes microplastics, and puts the blood back in your body. What is it supposed to do?
Because the microplastics are bad for you, it takes them out.
They're probably not doing anything then. Like,
you like the microplastics in your blood?
It feels fine. I mean, I never noticed. Never noticed.
I can't sit here and lie and say, oh, it wasn't good for me.
That's Sam Asghari opening up about what it was like being with Britney Spears and how it affected his career as a serious actor. Wait, no. Serious act. Okay, def not. There we go. Serious actor.
Positively affected his career.
Made him famous and nobody would have known who he was? Is that the answer?
Yeah, Sam does admit that.
It sort of gave me the platform for who I am.
But he also says it was a double-edged sword. Okay, terrible metaphor, but still.
Did it make me have to work harder to prove myself? Absolutely.
There was questions of, oh, do we really want to, hire someone that's a cheesy trainer and he's associated with a pop star, which is also cheesy as well? Or can we see him as a character? There was that line as well.
Oh, the horror of being a hottie with a super famous pop star.
No, if anything, that gives him a leg up.
Do you buy any of this?
No.
Seriously, stop walking around with your shirt off all the time.
Don't say that. He can do that and the gray sweatpants anytime.
You obviously haven't seen his
Jumping rope video.
Bring it up.
The no underwear.
Bring it up. We could all enjoy.
Take it back.
My God, give this man an Oscar already. So, thanks, Sam. Seriously, thank you.
I'm sad to wait, though. The wait gone.
Bow Wow says he's getting sexy now. He's been criticized for his weight. I saw him in LAX and...
You say, dude, you're fat?
No. He says I gained weight for an acting role.
The weight got put on for Fast 9. If you watch Fast 9, you'll see like the transformation.
He wanted to, for the role, stack on a few extra pounds.
But hold on, wasn't Fast 9 like 4 or 5 years ago?
Yeah.
So he's kept it on.
And he said since then,
I just had a hard time shedding the weight because, once you're traveling, you eating wrong, and I didn't really take it seriously.
I don't really think he's that, overweight. I think he looks okay.
Does he just look middle-aged?
Yeah, I mean, he's 38.
As a 38-year-old, I can tell you.
You're only 38? I hold you in such high esteem that you feel older.
Oh, nice save.
Now you're coming back from that.
Hey, man. Hey, great to see you.
Hey, do you have a spare $13,000 and want your blood taken out of your body? Then have we got the deal for you?
Orlando Bloom, he was at a clinic over in England and he's getting an IV treatment. You would think it's just for a hangover or for vitamins or something like that.
But no! Just like taking an old quilt to the dry cleaners, he's getting his blood cleaned!
He's doing this new procedure that takes the blood out of you, removes microplastics and toxic chemicals, and puts it back in your body.
And since microplastics sound kind of bad for you...
There's enough microplastics in your brain to make a plastic spoon.
Okay, that's terrifying. It's a good thing this procedure is being offered, right?
Scientists think it's BS. There's no proof or no research. They're probably not doing anything then.
You like the microplastics in your blood?
I mean, it feels fine. I mean, I never noticed the spoon in my brain.
Well, you look terrible and you sound ignorant.
Maybe this will be the norm eventually, where it's oh, you're going for a teeth cleaning and then you get your blood clean.
But they're not taking all of your blood out, so you're still got some left.
True, Siobhan. Thank you for TMZ Science. You thought they deflated the whole person?
Bubble back up. Human bodies. We're basically just pool floats. So, thanks, Orlando, and spoon in your brain. Goodbye, everyone.
Ex-NBA star DeMarcus Cousins,
Boogie,
he got into it during a professional basketball game in Puerto Rico. So it started with this one guy who was sitting courtside. The guy does like a crying type of thing to taunt Boogie. Boogie then does a little Michael Jackson impression. Ooh. The guy then flips the double bird at Boogie, and then it was on. So peace is restored for the moment. He gets ejected from the game, and as he tries to walk to the locker room, that's when things really turned ugly.
Oh my God, throwing stuff at him?
They would never, ever in their lives even consider doing that if those people weren't holding Boogie back.
They should take every photo of every person who threw something and call their moms and be like, this is what your kid did yesterday.
That's the punishment?
That's what you have to do. You have to show your mom what you did at the game.
If somebody called my mom, that'd be bad for me.
Same.
Coming up.
Doechii was a big winner at the BET Awards last night, and she acknowledged what was happening just a mile outside the theater.
When every time we exercise our democratic right to protest, the military is deployed against us.
What is the outrage? That we're enforcing immigration laws? I don't get it.
Doechii was a big winner at the BET Awards last night, and she was one of few to actually acknowledge what was happening just a mile outside the theater, which is the protests in downtown LA and the clash between protesters and National Guard. And she said that
when every time we exercise our democratic right to protest, the military is deployed against us. And I feel it's my responsibility as an artist to use this moment to speak up for all oppressed people.
But it was weird that she was really the only person who made that point. They're just a few blocks away, literally a few blocks away from these protests in the street, and then you've got all these people dressed up and doing their thing. It's like two totally different worlds.
What is the outrage? That we're enforcing immigration laws? I don't get it.
No, they were sending National Guard and Marines to do it.
To be clear, she did have an issue with the ICE raids in general. Also, she said that they're ruthless attacks by President Trump.
Okay. I mean, look, if you don't have borders, you don't have a country, bottom line.
Probably the worst rhetoric I've heard since this all started was Kristi Noem last night. She was criticizing Mayor Bass. That's fine. But she said, Mayor Bass is trying to make it seem like LA is a city of immigrants.
Well, they're not a city of immigrants. They're a city of criminals.
It's a city of 4 million people with a few dozen criminals who are anarchists who are screwing things up for everybody.
I mean, the people lighting the Waymos on fire are not great people.
Why are you so concerned about these Waymos?
Because the Waymos didn't do anything. It's just...
Thank you, BT.
Coming up.
Hilaria Baldwin. She's teaching us how to do some at-home workouts. Oh. This one that she's doing, you don't even need to be wearing gym clothes. You don't have to be at the gym. She's just in jeans and sparkling red pumps.
How do you do jeans yoga?
Yeah, she's doing it in heels. Hilaria Baldwin. She's teaching us how to do some at-home workouts. Oh. She does this thing where she does sexy yoga tutorials on social media. This one that she's doing, you don't even need to be wearing gym clothes. You don't have to be at the gym. She's just in jeans and sparkling red pumps.
How do you do jeans yoga?
You also have to know her history. She started off as a yoga instructor, but she invented her own workout. It's called the glute bridge.
Okay, does this look absurd?
No.
Is everything about Hilaria Baldwin absurd?
But I think that like that's who she is as well. I feel like she's authentic at least.
She's authentically absurd.
This is an amazing workout though, for really sure. For having that many kids, she has a great body. So I would totally listen to her workout a day.
She's outrageous.
I will say, yeah, like take away her voice and her personality, she is like, you guys. Oh my God. That's so bad. They always hate on her.
That is the least feminist thing.
Oh, they're allowed to say it and I can't.
That was an awful thing to say.